We continue with the broadcast this morning right here on As-Salam Media on this beautiful day of Jummah. And we're going across now to be joined by the Regional Director of Africa Muslims Agency, Hafiz Hassan Choonara. And we're talking about Africa Muslims Agency. We're talking about the urgency of the situation in Gaza. Hafiz Hassan, Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Jummah Mubarak to Hafiz Hussein. Sorry, Maaf. Hafiz Hussein, Jummah Mubarak to you and welcome to the show.
Wa alaikum assalam wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh to you, Uncle Inayat, and to all the listeners and viewers of Salam Media.
Well, with the situation at this point in Gaza, 3 months, or the third month already, and we cannot emphasize enough on the emergency, on the urgency of the situation. And I'm sure AMA right on top of things and treating it with a sense of urgency it deserves.
Absolutely, Uncle Inayat. And of course, another day goes by where we watch the videos, we see the social media, we see different scenes, different emotions coming out of Gaza. And, we make dua, Allah, alleviate the plight, remove the difficulties, grant them victory, make it easy. But by the second, not even by the hour, by the second, the humanitarian need increases and on different levels, in different situations.
Yes, obviously the situation is critical at this point in time, and I'm sure you've got people on the ground as well. We know that, there are many out in Egypt as well, coordinating with the Egyptian Red Crescent as well. I suppose there's hundreds and hundreds of trucks that are ready to actually go in, but with the situation as precarious as it is and as volatile as it is, the dangerous situation, the high risk factor as well. What sort of feedback are you getting from the ground, particularly in Egypt and also from your teams, if there are any of your teams in Gaza that you are in contact with?
Yes, of course, Alhamdulillah, AMA, Africa Muslims Agency, do have teams that are based across Gaza. We have four different teams spread across different Gaza, doing different initiatives in different areas. The situation, of course, even for the teams, is not easy, Brother Inayat. The base of one of our teams of last week was wiped out in an attack. Alhamdulillah, all the team members are safe. Alhamdulillah, one of our team members lost more than 50 members of her family since the start of the conflict more than 2 months ago. So for themselves as well, it's not easy. But every day waking up with a renewed niyyah of the next person, the next human being. I think that's been the common feeling in the entire Gaza, where people are always looking. You've got parents taking care of kids that not their own. Children wandering the streets and be taking care of other people. And this is the situation right now in Gaza. Children being orphaned, women being widowed, and it's becoming a dire situation as we speak. The efforts of the team since the outbreak has been, firstly started off with food hampers, but now it's hot meals. People don't have a place to cook food, so it's providing hot meals. The winter season is about to set in that part of the world. It's getting cold, so pajamas, blankets is the order of the day to keep warm, as well as providing dignity kits and sanitary packs to women especially, but also to families as well. The teams, as you quite rightly said, also packing trucks in Egypt, going through Rafah, inshallah, to provide more critically essential needs such as food, water, medication, as well as more blankets and sanitary items, inshallah.
Yes, and also looking at shelter, because I think that is extremely important. We've just seen the floods, we've seen the heavy rains in Gaza as well, accompanied by the cold winter conditions as well. And I'm sure that is also a matter of priority, considering thousands upon thousands of homes, apartments, buildings that have been reduced to rubble, Hafiz Hussein.
Absolutely. Uncle, there are more than 1.9 million people displaced, meaning shelter is an urgent need. So, shelter, food, water is extremely critical. The past weeks we've been giving out 300-liter water tanks that provides water for people, for families, for 7 days. And that's been given out over the past week as well. So as the need changes by the day, this is how we are addressing the needs. And alhamdulillah, the teams in Gaza are still able to operate and see to those needs, but now also intensifying efforts through the Rafah border with more trucks, inshallah, to go through.
Yes, and here in South Africa today being a public holiday in the holiday season upon us, but this is going to be a non-stop effort, holidays or no holidays, and I'm sure AMA working around the clock. Hafiz Hussein.
Definitely, Brother United, and of course, most people this time of the year slow down, take a break, and alhamdulillah, they should, because Allah blessed them to do that and spend time with their families. But let us not forget the people right now in Gaza who are not even considering. For them, every day is a day of struggling to survive the next minute, to survive the next hour, to survive that day. Mothers looking for nourishment, searching for nourishment for their children resilient as ever, facing fear, not sure, having uncertainty, fathers trying to protect their families in a difficult situation. And I always remind myself, Brother Inai, that Allah doesn't bring to our attention the situation of any people, but more for ourselves than those people, because Allah doesn't need you and I to change the situation. We need to change. We have to grasp this opportunity to do whatever we can to change the situation, because we know what we have. We know the blessings that we have, especially this time of the year where we spending time with our families and our children and having a break. It's time for us actually to do more, to give more, to show more compassion, more love. Let us not forget the people right now in Gaza who need our support.
Yes, Alhamdulillah, the people of South Africa have embraced this Palestinian cause to levels that we haven't seen, unprecedented levels, where on a weekly basis, even, little community-based organizations doing whatever, becoming very, very innovative in how they need to support and how we need to support the people of Palestine. And we see, some events also taking place this weekend, even over the Christmas weekend, we've heard about events taking place. So Alhamdulillah, they've taken it to the level that it should at the end of the day, and it's going to be non-stop, it's going to be relentless, and it's going to take a very, very long time for Gaza to get to where it is and to reach normality again. And I'm sure your appeals have been going out all the time as well, Hafiz Hussein, for people to dig deep, to do whatever we can.
Absolutely, brother. Nice, be humbled and appreciate the value and the support of donors from all over the country, all over the world, and like you quite rightly mentioned, from home industry businesses, from cycling clubs who participated in the cycle last week, Sunday, the Wheel to Heal campaign, from every part of community, from businesses, from individuals, from people cooking at their homes and selling their cakes, whatever initiatives people have put together, whatever capacity. Allah doesn't look at the amount, the rands and amount of rands or dollars, but rather the intention behind it. Allah places immense barakah in every single effort. Like you said, people are relentless in different initiatives happening this weekend, next weekend. Allah places immense barakah that all that comes through that positively impacts thousands and thousands and thousands of lives in Gaza. And we just, Allah bless every single donor, except the niyyah. But remember, right now, the need, and of course, most of us, I'm sure, alhamdulillah, have donated. And of course, to many organizations, alhamdulillah, and we've given. But the need, of course, is still intensified and is increased. Means that if Allah's brought it to our attention, it's for us to do more, because He knows we can do more. And of course, Allah reward every single one and place immense barakah in every single donor, inshallah, was given.
Yes, inshallah. And obviously, we see the Ummah, how united we are in purpose, particularly with regard to Gaza. And this has been one of the greatest needs of the hour that we as an Ummah, as a collective, have actually been faced with, inshallah. And I'm sure, through your appeals as well, and I will give you the opportunity, Hafiz Hussein, to continue with this appeal to the Ummah as we speak this morning.
Absolutely, brother. Nice. Firstly, Jazakallah to Salam Media and the team for having us to share the opportunity. And over the next week, we have teams arriving in Cairo, inshallah, in the early hours of tomorrow morning. We already got teams based right now in Cairo, packing the boxes, the hampers, putting together the medication, the blankets. Anybody listening to this, watching this, the African Muslims Agency teams are based in Gaza permanently, have been before the conflict. to different initiatives and programs that take place in Palestine throughout the year, alhamdulillah. But currently intensifying efforts and packing trucks in Egypt to cross the Rafah border, inshallah, to provide more critically essential items to the people in Gaza. I would encourage you listening, if you're a business, if you're a family, you can support a family with 1,500 rand to provide them with a food hamper, or you can support many families or any amount towards it to fill up these trucks and to fill up more trucks, inshallah, so that more people can receive blankets. Winter is coming; they need blankets. We saw the floods a day or two ago. People need the warmth. They need the nourishment. They also need the medication, but they also need your du'as, love, and compassion.
And our du'as are with you in Africa Muslims Agency as well, and our du'as are with your people on the ground who have sadly lost their lives, because Hafiz was saying it becomes very, very personal when you know people, when you've interacted with people. And I think for us as well, from a media perspective, we've spoken to people in Gaza, and when we learned about these people being martyred, you go back, you revisit, you listen to the interviews you've had with the people out of Gaza. It becomes very, very personal, and this it gives us even inspires us to even embrace this cause even more, whether we're talking about it, whether we are providing monetary assistance, whether we're providing physical assistance, in every way whatsoever. So sadly, I would say, for organizations like yourself, for ourselves that actually have interacted, we know that these people have been martyred. We know that they are in a much better place, but clearly, at the end of the day, we are human. We are filled with emotion as well, and I'm sure these are highly emotive moments for you, Hafiz Hussein, and also the rest of the AMA team.
Absolutely, brother Inayat. I think whether you know somebody or you don't know anybody personally in Gaza, it's personal for every one of us. We are emotionally vested and connected to what's happening right now. To watch, to see, to hear from our teams and through other means what's coming out of Gaza, it is absolutely tragic. And I think everybody knows that by now. People know what's the situation taking place. We see the numbers of people that are dying. We see the schools and the hospitals that are being destroyed. We see the mosques and the infrastructure being destroyed. We're seeing, how fathers carrying the remains of their babies into seeking any kind of medical assistance in any kind of medical facility. And we're seeing these pictures come out. And this just means that we have to respond to do more and alleviate the plight in whatever way, whatever capacity we can. So Jazakallah to Salam Media for giving us the opportunity. I want to encourage all those watching and listening. Africa Muslims agency teams are on the ground. We are packing trucks at the border to cross into Gaza. Our offices are open. Updates live from Gaza, from Egypt, will be on our social media pages. Please continue to support this campaign so that together we can heal Gaza, we can heal Palestine.
Inshallah, Jazakallah khairan so much, and all the information is on the AMA website for our listeners and our viewers this morning. Hafiz Hussein, have yourself a wonderful Jummah, a spiritually uplifting Jummah, inshallah. Allah accept, Allah reward all your efforts and everybody else that is associated with AMA. We thank you. We say Jazakallah for your time. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
تقبل الله منا منكم وعليكم السلام ورحمة الله وبركاته.
Regional Manager at Africa Muslims Agency, Hafiz Hussein Choonara, with us this morning. Next up, we'll be joined by Zahra Tayyib.